In this video, I'm covering the Frag Tank lighting and the Frag Tank setup. Basically, the lighting consists of a just a regular Sunpower 6 bulb 24 watt with two ReefBrite Tech strips, all blue. The ReefBrite Tech strips come on together. They're running for about I want to say 8 hours. And the T5s come on together by themselves, and they're running for about 4 to 6 hours. I can't remember, I have to check the settings. I actually reduced the light because this is only an 8-inch frag tank, and from top to bottom, and I was bleaching the corals, so I'm trying to get some of the corals, the colors back, which I am. So I will slowly increase the light as they go. I'm hoping to get about 6 to 7 hours of light. I'm trying to go for 8, but we'll see what happens. So that's the lighting. I had to put this acrylic shield, which is basically just made from 1/4 inch acrylic, just black, non-transparent, so you can't see through it. And it's easy. It just sits on top of the rimless tank. I think it cost me about $50 or $60 to order the acrylic, have it cut, have it routed on the edges so I could have a clean gluing edge. You got it from Tap Plastics. And the reason why I put this on was to reduce the light spillover in the front for anybody who might be coming in doing laundry. This is also my laundry room. Also because my daughter decided one night that she wanted to put soap, baby soap, in my frag tank. And I lost 4 fish. I was lucky to not lose any corals, but I really got upset, and this prevents her from, or any of my kids from, putting something into the frag tank. I'm only using one pump on this frag tank, so the return is an M1 off the display. The M1 feeds, in the sump feeds the display, it feeds the frag tank, and it feeds the calcium reactor. So this right here, the only pump is a Gyre 150. I'm running at about 40% right now. It was more than enough. The reason why I went with the 150 over the 130 was because of the magnet. The magnet on the 130 would only go up to about a 1/2 inch of glass or acrylic. The 150 goes to 3/4 and or above, and that's what this is. And so this frag tank is the heavy duty from Advanced Acrylics, and it's 3/4 inch thick, and so I had to go with a little bit different pump. You know, on my display I went with some Vortec MP10 QDs, and I couldn't do that in this tank because of the thickness of the acrylic. So that's something to keep in mind. If you ever go with an acrylic tank, you're probably going to have to get a little bit larger pump, because there's a limiting factor there if you want to go rimless. Unless you don't mind Euro bracing, or thick bracing around the top edge. But anyways, this is the acrylic tank, or the frag tank here, is about 30 by 20 by 8. As you can see, I can actually house quite a bit of frags on these white little 3-inch frag discs. I also use some travertine tiles here that I got from Home Depot. These are very cheap, but they're little, I want to say it's about 2 inches, maybe a little bit less square. So I like the travertine tiles. One of the things I don't like about the travertine tiles is if you do get some algae of some kind, there's little nooks and crannies that the algae can get in. It's very hard to get it out. So I switched to these by Biotech Marine. A little bit larger, a little bit more growing area. So I'm going to put my more expensive frags on these, and then we'll go from there. But other than that, it's a pretty easy setup. I try to keep everything bare bottom so I don't have to worry about sand or detritus. If there is any detritus, I clean it up and siphon it out with a little bit of a airline tubing or something. Other than that, you got to be careful with an acrylic tank. Don't use the standard glass scraper. Sometimes when there's like really hard buildup, if I haven't scraped it in a few weeks, or you know, in a few days or something. Usually it's a few weeks that it happens like that. But I'll use the scraper that I use on the glass, and that's how I get some scratches in here. You can't really see it on the camera, but if you look in person, you can see a little bit of scratches. But it pulls it off like nobody's business when you use that. Other than that, that's pretty much it for this setup.